Hi friends! Hello! My name is Speedy. You knew that already. I don't know why. That's why I started it like that. I put on a full face of makeup for this. I'm also sick. Here we go. Welcome to my Q&A. We're going to get right into it because I have a lot of questions to get through. I want to get through as many as possible, but I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions because there are now 7,000 of you, over 7,000 of you. So thank you for this. Let's jump into it, shall we? The first question is, how did your Autobot children come to be? My Autobot children include Remix, Phoenix, which is technically the same person, Riot Call, Bass Drop, and Vexus, I believe. Well, Remix was my first original OC. That's what OC stands for, Speedy. Remix was my first child. I've been developing him and currently still in development with him since 2015, I'd say. He's 2 years old. But he started out looking like this. Yes, I'm cringing with you. But now the glow up is real. So that's awesome. He is a 2015 Scion FRS, which I decided to make my dream car because it's something that I can afford in the future. One of the biggest things about Remix is that he, still currently in development, is probably the most fleshed out of all the characters that I have. One of my biggest things with Remix was I need him to be loud and annoying, but he's got this side to him he's normal underneath all that. He just doesn't know how to be normal because he's so young and he's so inexperienced and he's so temper crazy. And then Phoenix is just his alter ego, which is just a manifestation of my bipolar disorder. Riot Call is my car, my actual car. This is what my actual car looks like. Yes, she's a 2015 VW Bug, and she's the absolute coolest car I probably could have ever asked for at 21 years old. I am paying for her myself. I am very proud of how far I've come. And I wanted her to reflect that. So she's a very strong, independent woman. She doesn't really need anybody. I just developed, actually, that her Sparkmate was Misfire, which was my original character based on the car I had previous to her, which was a 2006 VW convertible Bug. And Misfire died, unfortunately. So instead of dwelling on it the way RC does, I have decided that she surpassed it, threw herself into her work, and Optimus rewarded her by making her lieutenant of one of his battalions. That's cool. Bass Drop is my boyfriend Dylan's car. This is Bass. He is a 2011 Scion TC, and because Dylan ended up getting a... Sorry, I have a head cold. Can you tell? No, because I caked my face with makeup. Science. I developed him after finding out that while I was away at TF5 2015, Dylan actually had to get a new car. His car, Aurora, his 99 Civic, broke down. So we agreed. I mean, I didn't really have a say in it, but I was like, yeah, you have to get a Scion TC. It could be Remix's brother. And then it kind of developed into this whole thing. This is the only picture I have of Bass. This is his only reference, unfortunately, but there will be more in the future. And then Vexus is just a Decepticon that Dylan wanted because he wanted a Decepticon that wielded a scythe. So that's Vex. He's a 2017 Acura NSX. Next, what does your tattoo say and what's the meaning of it? Okay, so, gotta take off my clothes for this. So I decided very, very early on that I wanted a tattoo that symbolized who I was, but in the sense that I'm still, very much in this fandom and very much part of this fandom. There's a Matrix of Leadership. I drew that myself. It was just a reference from the Transformers Prime book, but this actually says Braveheart in Cybertronian, the Autobot vernacular, because my last name means Braveheart. And then these are the two warrior class bands. So you guys know how Smokescreen kind of has his Autobot symbol, and then there's the two wings. He graduated warrior class of the Elite Guard. So that being said, I decided instead of getting the wings on this, because this is It would be a big tramp stamp. I know it's a tramp stamp. I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to be enormous. It is already pretty big. I decided to get it on my arm because I think that the warrior class bands, I like the way they look. Yes, I did get it before Teen Wolf, so no, it's not representative of that. I'm getting more. Just wait. We'll talk about that when I get my next 6. Yes, 6. What's the drawing program that you use and how long have you been drawing for? I've been drawing since I was 2 years old. I've been drawing on my Wacom Intuos Pro 2 tablet for about a month because I just bought it. Typically I use the Wacom Intuos Pro though, so you can get anything like that. The new version of it is actually much better, except the nibs on the pen are really shitty, so make sure you get extra nibs when you buy the tablet, which you shouldn't have to do, but you know, it's Wacom, what are we going to expect? And the drawing program that I use is called Paint Tool Sai. What's your favorite drawing that you've done so far this year? What is your favorite drawing that you've done so far this year? This one. Hands down. I literally have no idea how I did it. Sometimes you just get the inspiration and you do it, but like I legitimately will not ever be able to recreate something like that. So there you go. What is your favorite Optimus quote? The center of the storm is always still. If you could direct the next live-action Transformers film, how would you want it to go? Well, I've actually had this in development, I guess, in my head for a long time. Far before Transformers 5, mind you, but I always wanted an Optimus spin-off, ironically, with Optimus in hiding, and, you know, he's torn. In these live-action films, he's torn between wanting to protect humans and wanting nothing to do with them. So I wanted it to be basically a self-insertion, but there's never enough chemistry between the humans and the Autobots. There's never enough chemistry between the humans and any of the robots. There's always like this weird buffer, I would say. So I wanted Optimus to save this girl, this little, not little orphan, she's about 16, 17, but she's an orphan nonetheless. She's been on her own for a very long time, and she's stubborn, and she has all of his qualities, but as a teenage girl, you know? So if she's stubborn, she's going to go all the way and be stubborn and not do anything he says. And if she gets hurt and says she's fine, she's not going to let him help her. So he actually has to combat that. And I wanted it to be like a father-daughter relationship because Optimus has never really had that with anyone but Bumblebee. And I feel like that would be really cool because it would be a way for, especially women in media, to be able to present themselves. It doesn't always have to be the guy. Like, it's always a male protagonist. Like, Isabella Monaire's character was like a background character in Transformers 5. All the females are always damsels in distress, and I wanted her to be not the main focus. Obviously, I wanted Optimus to be the main focus, but I wanted her to be a part of his story, but I wanted her story to be powerful. So I would really like to see that in the future. That's why I'm really excited about the Bumblebee movie, because Haley Steinfeld playing the main character, Charlie Watson, is going to be incredible. I can't wait because I know that she's an absolute incredible actress. I love everything she's done, and The Edge of 17 is like one of my favorite movies of all time, so I have high hopes for the Bumblebee movie. Out of your OCs, who would you smooch? A riot call. Not make out, but a motherly smooch. Okay. Still riot call. Why do you like Transformers? What attracts you to them? My English isn't well, because I'm from Russia. Well, thank you, from Russia. Your English is fantastic. I still understood what you were trying to ask me, and I think that you should definitely give yourself more credit. Why do I like Transformers? I say this a million times, but it is always changing. There's always something new to look forward to. Now we have Cyberverse, and even though their faces look like they have little penises on them, I'm still going to watch it. What do your friends think of your obsession with Transformers? My friends think I'm insane. My friends, okay, I think a lot of the times when we're teenagers and we're kids, our friends think that we're crazy and weird. Because I'm an adult now and all my friends are adults, I think that, and I honestly think that this is a big factor, is they don't care. They could not care less about me liking Transformers. When you're around your friends in high school or middle school, the stigma is to like what everybody else likes and do what everybody else does and wear what everybody else wears and do your makeup like everybody else does. And I just think that you need to be yourself if you want to be happy, and I'm so happy right now. My friends listen to me rant about Transformers and have no idea what I'm talking about, but they listen because they care about me, and that's something that I take for granted. What is your fave universe? Transformers Prime. No. The War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, I think. Because it's more like Saving Private Ryan, and I think that's fucking awesome. What do you think of Transformers Prime Soundwave? I think he's terrifying and I love him. I'm a freshman in high school and I need to know how you started drawing Transformers and if you had a stalker. If so, how did you deal with him? Because I need help. Well, I started drawing Transformers by copying concept art of the G1 guys, but I also did a shit ton of studying of Optimus Prime. He was the first one I learned how to draw, and I was determined to learn how to draw him. It was a big task to take on, but I did it. So I think you just need to, like, put your nose to the grindstone and start doing it if you want to do it. And if I had a stalker, I did have a stalker. I've actually had a few. The one that really, really bugged me was this guy who very obviously liked me in freshman year of high school. He would buy me gifts on my birthday and on my, on Valentine's Day, during Christmas and stuff. He knew I had a boyfriend at the time, but he still attempted to give me things. It was weird. Everybody knew it was weird. It was just really, really weird. And at one point, I just stopped answering his texts. But if you have, like, an actual full-on stalker, I think that you should go to the police. Just saying. I have a bit of a personal question, Speedy. How do you deal with people who constantly tease and make fun of you for the stuff you like? And then Yoshi, my friend Yoshi, went back and says, those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Will you teach me, master? Yes, young one, I shall. What was your first Transformer? I don't know what that question is asking me. So I'm just going to say Optimus Prime. Which Transformers movies, shows do you prefer? I love Transformers Prime. To the End of Time. And I just rhymed. The movies, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Age of Extinction. It's my favorite. Truly is my favorite. I'm sorry if you don't agree with me, because a lot of people don't, but I appreciate the support if you do. How's your current relationship right now? Really good. We are moving in together in 4 months, and I'm terrified. He's a lot older than me, so he's like ready to do this, and I'm like not. But my grandfather always said, if you wait till you're ready, you'll never be ready. If you could decide which Autobots, no matter the universe, would appear in the next Transformers movie, which bots would you pick? Same for cons. I think Blaster and Perceptor would be fantastic. They are my favorite G1ers. I want an actual Wheeljack. That'd be great. Which cons would I want? Well, we've always got the same old Megatron, Soundwave, Starscream, whatever. I want the Seeker Trio, so I want Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Starscream. That would be fantastic. I think one of the best Decepticons to add to the roster would probably be a live-action Knockout. Would blow my socks away. Do you watch Rick and Morty? I just started. Do you have other favorite movies besides just Transformers? The Day After Tomorrow, The Edge of 17, Herbie, and Avengers Age of Ultron. Do you have a rough estimate of your Transformers collection? 350? I have 2 boxes downstairs of unopened figures. What's behind me? This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. Can't wait to have to box this up in 4 months when I move, she said sarcastically. What do you think about TF5? Look, I think, in all honesty, that it was advertised one way and presented another way. I was, and still am, actually extremely disappointed. It could have been so much better. So much better. Who is your favorite paladin in the series Voltron? Lance. What are your favorite places to shop? Forever 21, Charlotte Russe, Windsor. I'm just naming places in the mall I work at. VidKush, the Eggy Shop, which is my favorite YouTuber's new clothing shop. Her name is Jen Im, and she's an incredible human being. I don't know, I just love clothes, man. If I see something... Oh, and Savers. Hell yeah, Savers. I get so much good shit from Savers. You see this coat? Look at this coat. This is an $800 ski jacket that I got for 16 bucks. Granted, it's old and there's no hood that goes with it, but it's a $800 coat for 16 bucks. I was completely out of frame while I told you that, but still, isn't that awesome? Also, favorite Transformers comic. Can I say mine? Love you and your work, Nicole. Thank you very much. Do you think you will be going to TFCon 2018? I don't know, because as I said before, we are moving in very soon. Also, my best friend is now getting married, so I can't just ask to stay with her again because I feel like that's not fair. She's trying to get, you know, her life together. I might be there. I'm gonna say this is a very slim might. Also, does it bother you if people use your OCs as their own character? Yeah? Do I look like... Yes, it does. It bothers me. If you're stealing my character, fuck you. Have you ever gotten any sexist feedback for liking Transformers? Actually, no. And I think it's because I'm very intimidating because I know so much about Transformers that, like, when I start talking... Like, when I was talking to people at HasCon, they were, like, blown away. Some of them hadn't even read The Covenant of Primus yet. And I was like... Don't you know, like, the 13 Primes and Optimus is the original, or the last of the 13 Primes, and he called himself 13 because he didn't want people to know his name was Like, he's just... I knew so much that they can't ever say anything that I can't compensate for. So, that's good, but I probably will get sexist feedback for saying that I know a lot. Because they'll be like, oh, you're a girl, you don't know anything. But I think the stigma is changing, which I appreciate a lot. What are you doing in your life right now? Contemplating it. Hello, Speedy. I was wondering, do you ship your OC together or with any other bots? The only OCs that I ship together are Misfire and Riot Call. And because Misfire is dead, technically no. And I do ship Vexus and Remix, but only as like a torture BDSM kind of thing. We're getting NSFW here. Bring it back! What first got you into Transformers? My dad bought the 3-disc Blu-ray set, and I watched every single one of them. And then I found out Transformers Prime existed, and in that same day, I jumped off the cliff into Transformers. Also, thank you for that second comment. That was adorable. What's it like getting to meet Peter Cullen and Frank Welker? You don't forget the experience, but it is also a blur. And you know how people say never meet your heroes? It doesn't apply to them. Meet your heroes. Do you think aliens exist? Yes. When did you draw all these masterpieces? This year. I've only gotten good at drawing this year. And then next year I'll look back and I'll be like, you're a fucking loser. If you could tell your younger self anything, what would it be? Don't go to that party. Have you ever done any animation before? Yes, I actually won a prize in sophomore year of high school for an animation I did where a wolf attacks a larger wolf and this like demon wolf is like attacking him and then he dies, but he's not really dead, and it was really, really cool. It took me forever, but I won a prize for it, so that's cool. Can't remember what the prize was called, because God only knows, but... What is your very first Transformers drawing? Everyone ready to cry? Here it is. I told you you'll get better! When did you start drawing Transformers, and how did you get so good at it? Well, it's all I draw, and I started 3 years ago. I have no life. What do you suggest is the best way to begin drawing Cybertronians? Draw people and put armor on them. Have you any fandoms interests outside of the Transformers fandom? I fucking love Stranger Things, but doesn't everybody? I love Voltron. Doesn't everybody? I love Final Fantasy 15. Doesn't everybody? I love cosplay. I love cosplaying. I love Destiny 2 and regular Destiny, but Destiny 2 is better. I really, really, really like video games, but I don't like playing them. I just like their story. What do you think of John Cena? Are you sure about that? That he plays in the Bumblebee spinoff. Good? Not good? Because? Well, when I heard John Cena was going to be playing Chief Charlie Burns, or at least Burns as his last name, I was like, ah. But I love John Cena, so whatever happens, happens, right? A person's characters are particularly their children. So, that in mind, who's your favorite of your children and why? You're making me pick? I can't pick. How am I supposed to pick? What? You're gonna make me pick on, you're gonna make me pick? You're gonna make me pick? Why are you making me pick? That's not nice. That's like asking me to save one and kill the other. It's Remix, if you haven't already, realized. How do you deal with people who do not respect or take you seriously for liking Transformers? Go fuck yourself. And how do you deal with people who think you're weird because of it? Go fuck yourself. Which bot will you always be biased towards? Optimus Prime. I'd like to ask you why you're so amazing. I'm amazing? I don't have enough money to buy chicken nuggets. First off, you're totally my hero. Holy shit, thanks! I don't... Oh my god. Thank you. That caught me by surprise because I saw a remix, so I was like, okay, and then I started reading it and I was like, I'm your hero? I don't understand that, because I'm a nerd. No, I just don't understand it because I don't think of myself very highly, but that's amazing. Thank you very much. And if I had more energy, I'd be like, oh my god, thanks, but I can't breathe, so thank you. I hope to forever stay your hero, and I hope to always give you a reason to be your hero. Okay, my question is for Remix. Does Phoenix ever forcefully take control, then harm one of your friends? If so, you and my OC radio wave can relate. I'm going to speak on behalf of Remix just because I can't do his voice right now, but I think that Remix's temper, I think that Phoenix has and will again hurt his friends. He always forcefully takes control, though. That happens a lot. So his aggressive behavior is more... It doesn't care who it harms. It's like a werewolf. It's like when somebody turns into a werewolf. What's your favorite thing to draw that is not robot related? Dogs! Dogs, 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 dogs.